Oh, Leica Film Studios, I know I've always kind of put you in the friend zone, but I think I'm falling in love with you.
Hanzo was a mighty samurai, but he was alone. His family taken from him, his kingdom in ruins, and his army destroyed by the dreaded Moon King. You may recall, Hanzo was roaming the distant farlands in search of a magical suit of armor, the only weapon in the whole world that could protect him from the power of the Moon King. This armor was made up of 3 pieces. The first...
Oh, I know! The sword unbreakable!
The second...
The breastplate. Impenetrable.
And finally, the third weapon. The final piece of the armor.
I know this one. Pick me. The helmet invulnerable.
Kubo and the Two Strings follows a young boy on a magical quest for some armor and also to figure out the details of his story. Leica Studios has brought us Paranorman, Coraline, and a few others as well. Can this one live up to or exceed what they've done before? Here's 5 things you might want to know about Kubo and the Two Strings. Right off the bat, fair warning, when I fall in love with something like this, I tend to gush all over it. Be prepared for 5 gushy things. I loved this movie. Let's start with the most obvious thing, to me at least. It's beautiful, gorgeously animated. The art style here is absolutely stunning. And there's echoes of what they are doing with this stop motion and telling a story inside the story itself, where this little boy is a storyteller who uses origami to tell his stories in these magical, almost stop motion kind of ways. So not only the beauty of this world that they've put together, but also the intense beauty of the meta nature of it being within itself a story, telling a story about telling a story. I just found it breathtaking. And here's the thing, it's not just a visually stunning world, it's a mentally stunning world as well. And what I mean by that is the world is fully realized. It feels like a real place where they give you the rules of how this magical universe works and you just walk in it and you feel confident in that. Not only that, because they are so confident in their world, they make these beautiful imaginative choices. And it's a reminder to me that so few movies have that level of imagination to them like this one does. And all this stuff would kind of be secondary if we didn't fall in love with the actual characters in the movie. Good news, those are awesome too. I loved every new character that this movie brought to us. I love how they were introduced. I love that they had very clear motivations. You knew who they were, what they wanted, what they were going to do to get it. And that allows for very clear conflict and also very clear cooperation. Because you understand the characters so well, I think you understand the movie and the story very well. Not only that, but they're great performances. Matthew McConaughey in this, and I go into these movies not really researching a lot, so I didn't even know he was in this. I didn't even know it was him until halfway through, and he's got such a distinctive voice. Just a really great job by him and Charlize Theron and so many of the others who voice these characters. Brings a full realization to them as actual entities, and I think it serves the movie well. Oh, I'm not done yet. I'm just getting to my favorite stuff. The depth. I love the emotion in this movie, and here's why the emotion works. The themes are really good. I love how this is a movie about humanity, about understanding the pain that comes with humanity is also the thing that can make humanity beautiful. That community exists because of pain. We saw a little bit of this in Inside Out. In fact, I haven't thought this much about the meaning of a movie since Inside Out last year. It really is that deep. There are some twists in this, some of which you see coming, which I think is fine, some of which you might not, but either way, they all serve the story. And that's what's important here. It keeps that story momentum going, keeps you engaged in what's happening here, and thinking about those themes long after you've actually seen the film. So this is generally the part, even in movies I love, that I would find something negative to take away from it. And there are things here. There could be small things. I think the main one, I think there were too many codas at the ending. I could have done with a quicker ending when it finished out. Having said that, instead I'm going to do something completely different. I'm just going to encourage you to go see this movie. Go see Kubo and the Two Strings. There are too few inventive, original properties like this that are this well done, to let theaters sit empty on this one and send the message that these aren't the kind of movies that we care about. From me to you, I'm just encouraging you. If you love movies, I think you're going to have a good time. Just go see Kubo and the Two Strings. Overall, it's a beautiful, well-done film that I loved from start to finish. Even with just some minor flaws here and there, I still give it a very solid A. Thanks for checking out this Your Movie Friend review. We'll get to the Best Ever Challenge here in a bit. First, if you want to check out more of what goes on here, lots of ways to do that. You can click the info button up here, see other reviews, how to support the channel. You can certainly go to yourmoviefriend.com. All the reviews are posted there. You can subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button down here. You can also search for me, Aaron Dicer, to connect with me on social media. I just kind of use my own name on Twitter and Snapchat and different places. So AARONDICER, and we can kind of have a two-way conversation that way. And if you do the podcasting thing, I'd highly encourage you to check out our podcast. It's called SiftPop, SiftPop. I join with some fellow movie lovers and some fellow YouTubers to chat about movies every single weekend. We also expand the Best Ever Challenge, which we're having a fun time doing on that podcast as well. Again, it's SiftPop, SiftPop. Speaking of the Best Ever Challenge, let's get into it. This is where you name the best movie ever in a particular category. I also try to identify my choice. What is the best ever stop motion film? There's a handful of them. They take a while to do. A lot of them are good. What's your favorite? For mine, my clue is the main villain is a pie. Kinda. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch, but that's all I'm giving you. A type of pie is the main villain. Take a guess at mine in the comments and leave your choice there as well. First person to get mine right, by the way, does get that Your Movie Friend point. Can be redeemed absolutely nowhere. As always, here's 5 extra seconds to click the subscribe logo. It's right down in this corner. And when you do that, you'll be subscribed to the videos and you'll know when a new one comes out. It's right down here. It's a couple more seconds.